light.
Dispersion of light. Have you seen the formation of rainbow in the sky? Why there are 7 colors in the rainbow? White sunlight consists of 7 colors, and a prism can be used to see the constituents of white light. The splitting of white light into its component colors is called dispersion of light. In similar way, when sunlight incident on water droplets, it results in rainbow. Light gets dispersed through water droplets. Due to this, we can see 7 colors in rainbow. Human eye. Eyes bring the world around us as alive. But the human eyes are not as simple as they look to us. It is quite a complicated structure. Let us have a look at it from inside. The human eyeball is spherical in shape, with a diameter of about 2.3 centimeters. At the outermost, the human eye has a thin membrane, known as cornea. Light enters the eye through this cornea. Maximum refraction of light also takes place through cornea. Behind the cornea, there is a dark, muscular diaphragm called iris. The color of iris is different for different people. At the center of iris, there is a small opening. The pupil controls and regulates the amount of light entering the eye. If there is too much light, the pupil contracts. And if the light is insufficient, the pupil dilates. This tendency of pupil to adjust the opening of light is called adaptation. Behind the pupil, there is a lens. The lens is a transparent, biconvex, crystalline body. The lens provides adjustment of focal length. Images are formed on the retina. Retina is a light-sensitive screen, a delicate membrane that consists of large number of light-sensitive cells. These signals are passed by the optic nerve to the brain. The brain then interprets these signals and processes the information. This helps us to perceive the objects the way they are. There are no sensory cells on the retina at the point where optic nerve joins the retina. This area is known as blind spot. Thus, no image is sensed by the brain at this point. Persistence of vision. Have you seen ceiling fan of your home? When it is off, we can see its blades easily. But when the fan rotates, you are not able to see any of the blades. Do you know why it happens? When we remove an object from a site of view, the image of the object formed by the eyes remains on the brain for about 1/16th of a second. This ability of the eyes to retain the impression of an image in the brain, even though the image is removed for a very short time period, is called persistence of vision. We are not able to see the blades of a moving fan because of the effect of persistence of vision. Have you seen a film strip used to show movies? It consists of a sequence of still pictures. When a movie runs, around 24 picture frames are made to move in 1 second in front of our eyes. That is, each picture lasts about 1/24th of a second. This rate is much higher than the rate of persistence of vision, which is about 1/16th of a second. Due to this, instead of still pictures, we see a moving picture. Vision defects and eye care. A person with normal eyes can clearly see the nearby and far away objects. An object is seen clearly when the lens of an eye forms its image on the retina. However, if the lens of an eye does not function properly, then the image of the object forms either beyond or in front of the retina. For a normal eye, the minimum distance of distinct vision is 25 centimeters, and the maximum distance of distinct vision is infinity. Normally, there exists two types of vision defects. One is short-sightedness. Other is far-sightedness. Let's see more about them. When a person finds it difficult to see far-away objects, person suffers from short-sightedness vision defect. In this defect, the image of the object in the eye forms in front of the retina. When a person finds it difficult to see nearby objects, person suffers from far-sightedness vision defect. In this defect, the image of the object in the eye forms beyond the retina. In old ages, the transparent convex lens of the eye becomes cloudy. It blocks the passage of light through the lens and thus makes the vision foggy. This is called cataract of eyes. So, eyes are very sensitive and delicate. They are very important and necessary for us. One needs to take care of them. The eyelids, eyebrows, and eyelashes act as natural protector for eyes. An eyelid closes the moment any unwanted thing approaches our eye. They also help in cleaning the cornea of the eye by spreading a liquid present within the eye to keep them moist during closing and opening process. Eyebrows and eyelashes prevent any sweat or dust particles to enter the eyes. We must take care of our eyes by taking following precautions. Wash your eyes thrice a day with clean water. Do reading in presence of proper light. Do not watch television regularly for many hours. Do not stare at computer screen or video game screens for long. Do not look directly at the sun. Do not rub your eyes. Go for regular eye checkups to the eye specialist doctor. Use sunglasses while moving around in sunlight. Increase the intake of vitamin A in your diet. Visually challenged people and Braille system. The persons who have difficulty in seeing or cannot see at all are called visually challenged persons. The people who cannot see at all are also called blind. Visually challenged people use their other senses to identify the things around them. They identify objects either by touching them, smelling them, tasting them, or by the sounds produced by these objects. With the development of science and technology, various alternative resources have been developed to assist the visually challenged persons. Optical devices or aids like contact lenses or spectacles, which make use of lenses, help us in better visualization. There are non-optical devices or aids which are based on the use of technologies other than lenses and light. Let's see more about them. Auditory devices are based on sense of hearing, For example, to give instructions, messages, and reading materials in the form of audio tapes, radio, television, etc. Tactual devices are based on sense of touch and aim to give an idea about shape and size of objects like modes of vehicles, designs of township. There are also electronic devices like talking books and abacus based on sense of touch for mathematical simplification. The most popular resource for visually challenged persons is Braille. The method was based on sense of touch and was developed by a Frenchman, Louis Braille. He used permutation, that is different placement, of 6 dots perforated on a paper to describe characters, which were French alphabets, mathematical, scientific, and musical symbols. In Braille's system, the 6 dots are arranged in 2 columns with 3 dots in each. In totality, 26 to 64 symbols can be used. One can read and write using the system. Visually challenged people can learn to recognize the alphabets and symbols by touching the Braille characters. Like typewriters, Braille writer machines are developed to write faster and prepare text material for visually challenged people. Summary. Let us summarize what we have learned. The splitting of white light into its component colors is called dispersion of light. Light enters the eye through this cornea. Behind the cornea, there is a dark muscular diaphragm called iris. The tendency of pupil to adjust the opening of light is called adaptation. When we remove an object from a sight of view, the image of the object formed by the eyes remains on the brain for about 1/16th of a second. An object is seen clearly when the lens of an eye forms its image on the retina. When a person finds it difficult to see far-away objects, person suffers from short-sightedness vision defect. When a person finds it difficult to see nearby objects, person suffers from far-sightedness vision defect. Eyebrows and eyelashes prevent sweat and dust particles to enter the eyes. Visually challenged people identify objects either by touching them, smelling them, tasting them, or by the sounds.